I don't know, I have a bit of a plan. I don't really know how to explain it though, so, you know, you just have to trust the process. Hopefully you're a low level. Oh! That was insane. Please sign me up, man. Holy moly. You know how over the last couple episodes we've been taming a bunch of creatures to make building the new house a lot easier? We got some wood gatherers and we got that dodic to get some stone a bit easier. But believe it or not, there was actually one thing I forgot to get. And it's actually a thatch gatherer, because that's the one thing I'm struggling to get right now. I spent about 20-ish minutes getting all these materials and I barely got any thatch. And that's literally just from using the thorny dragon to get wood as well. So, you know, we can't really get too much. And each one of these trees give about 100 thatch, well, less with the pickaxe. Originally I was thinking maybe I should get a mantis because, you know, those things are amazing at gathering stuff. But I realized I have no easy way of getting, you know, deathworm horns. I couldn't really do that. And I was also thinking mammoth. Maybe I should get a mammoth, but nah, couldn't really do that either. So I got myself a Megaloceros instead, and it's a really, really good level. I found a 180 and it tamed up almost perfectly, which is amazing. All I gotta do now is just make a saddle, so that'd be great. Then we can start finally building the new house. All right, let's take a look at you then, shall we? All right, look at this thing. Oh my god, amazing. Look at that. That's about an extra 50-ish thatch per tree than we would get normally. So that's pretty nice. Anyway though, now that we can finally get some more thatch, that'll make building this house so much easier. I've already built a prototype of this on creative mode, and I gotta say I'm pretty happy with how it looks. I'm just hoping I can actually replicate this in normal survival. So I guess let's make a start on this then, shall we? Before we go into that, I want to quickly just show you something. If we go over here to the ledge of this cliff, you will see that there are not only just a legacy Tyrannosaurus at level 201, whatever the hell that means. There is also a second legacy Tyrannosaur at 136. There's a regular Rex at 136. There's an Eocarchia at 114, and another one at 168. And to top it all off, we have an Alpha Rex. So if any of these things come up here, we are royally screwed. So, you know, it's probably not the best idea for us to live here, but, you know, we move. It is what it is. It'll be fun. Anyway, though, this is going to take a little while, so if you can, please do be sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe if you're new around here. It'll help support the channel, and I'll very much appreciate it. So, without further ado, let's get a start on this. This is going to take a bloody long time. I also thought it'd be a pretty fun idea to build inside this little shrine here. I don't know, I thought that'd be a pretty cool idea. I also managed to integrate these pillars into the build, so that's pretty cool. Let's grab this explorer note real quick. Okay, so the question is, how am I gonna build this? Hi, this is post-editing Derry here. Just wanted to narrate this video while editing it, as a lot of this may not make sense. I don't really explain this video all that well while I'm building. The first thing I did was try measuring out where to put all the foundations, because of course this is where the entire building would be. After getting jumped by a dillo, I made a circle shape with the foundations and then checked how centered it was in orbit mode. It was off by a little bit, so I moved it back slightly and it looked a lot better. Now that it was centered nicely, I filled it in and extended it out so the circle was a total of 4 foundations wide from the center. Next, I grabbed some stone walls and a gate to start building upwards when I realized all the possible places for the entrance to be was blocked off by the pillars. Instead of restarting like I should have, I put the gate in front of the most broken pillar in the hopes that it wouldn't be an issue. Then I built up the walls with stone and added some door frames to act like window frames. Personally, I think that looks a bit nicer than full-on greenhouse walls, but that might just be me. Okay, how's this looking so far? It's looking alright. It's just a regular tower so far. There's nothing really to say about it. One thing I will say actually is that I haven't actually thought about how I'm going to build the inside. So I don't really know how I'm going to work around using these rocks. Oh, wait, this is a mineable one. But the rest of these, like the pillars and stuff, I don't really know how I'm going to use these. I guess I could do like a little staircase going up to a bit of a platform. But I don't know how I feel about that. So we'll see. For part of the design, I wanted to make a massive balcony thing, which is what I started doing here. I also realized I had a crap ton of levels and I went to make a beaver saddle, but I didn't know it took 140 cementing bits to make. So for the time being, I left it, but I came back to it later on. Anyway, after getting some more wood, I built more of the framework of the balcony, and at this point you can actually see what's going on. Okay, so progress update. I've made all these little like beam things. Essentially the way they're going to work is on top here, there's going to be like a giant balcony thing. Down there is going to be like a little, I guess like a little rafters area. Then I'm going to build another one on top, and that's going to be like a massive attic sort of thing. I don't know, I have a bit of a plan. I don't really know how to explain it though, so you just have to trust the process. Hopefully you're a low level. Oh! That was insane. Please sign me up, man. Holy moly. Alright, after all that happened, I needed to bridge the gaps between the platforms with triangle ceilings, and trust me when I say I needed a lot of them. Alright, bottom layer's done. That took about, I want to say, 70-ish. This top layer is going to take about 100 on its own, so that's going to be fun. I also started on the slope upwards with the roofs, which again needed a hell of a lot of them. This would then make the platform look a bit more connected to the walls. Alright, besides the shadows doing something really weird, this is looking alright. I drop down here real quick and then have a look. Yeah, there we go. That's looking pretty good. So far, I'm pretty happy with it. Anyway, let's test out this beaver then. Right, you still are pretty slow. Alright, is it about the same? For each of these big trees, we can get about 300. Well, for the bigger trees, you can get 300. You can get anywhere between 300 and 150. Okay, we get about 150 per tree. I think we just got really lucky with that one. Is that any better than the thorny dragon? Yeah, we can get like 150 to 180 per tree. That's pretty decent. Only annoying thing is there's also carries a hell of a lot of berries. I can up your movement speed. I'm going to get that up to 200. And then your weight as well. Alright, let's see who can gather more wood. Is it the beaver or the thorny dragon? Alright, with the bigger trees, the thorny dragon gets a tiny bit less, I guess. Oh wow, it's actually significantly less. Yeah, they can get around about the same. I think it's just the beaver's a little bit faster at actually harvesting it. Also, the saddle is a hell of a lot more expensive, so I'm just going to use it. This might cause a bit more lag, actually, but whatever. I'm not going to show any of the resource grinding because, you know, all you see is leaves and it's honestly just a mess. Anyway, this next part is me filling the center area, so it's one big platform as opposed to a ring. Okay, ceiling part is done. It looks a little bit off, but it's fine. I don't actually know how to get back out now. Oh my god, hey, how you doing? Are you an alpha? No, it's just normal, but bloody hell. So I now need to try and figure out how I'm going to make the way up here, because I don't really know how I'm going to do that. Then I start experimenting with different staircases. I'm going to be honest, this is probably the weakest part of the build. I have no idea why, but I cannot for the life of me build good stairs. The rest I think looks quite nice, but the stairs I just can't do. So for the time being, enjoy a clip of me struggling to design a staircase. I was trying to make it so the stairs split off so that you can go into the rafters, but you'll see that I ditched that idea almost straight away. Okay, here's the staircase. It took a little bit of trying to figure out what design I liked, but I think I like this one the most. Got a double staircase going up here, it's like a little bit of a platform, and they both go back up here again. Again, it's not the nicest in the world, but I think it's the only thing I could really do. Because the other thing was sort of just having it go here and then making like a weird forced snap here, which I don't think looked that nice, so I thought I just went with that. Next thing we need to do then is make the next part of the roof. I can do the rest of the railings later because they're not that important. And that is what I did next. I started building the stone walls back up a little bit so that I can then work on the roof. So the plan is to sort of have this build up to like, well, 2 walls high. Then have another sort of like leaning over thing here. So we're going to have this sort of thing at the bottom here, the wood bit on top of the walls here, just flipped. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I have a bit of a plan. Okay, so if I go ahead and like build this out like this, 2, 3, that is wrong. So we don't do that. We build it here instead, because that's where you're meant to put it. Then what I'm going to do is then I'm going to basically mirror this, but up here. And then just have it go all the way around and then build a big roof pointing upwards. Yeah, essentially I'm going to have that go all the way around. And then, yeah, that's sort of how that's going to look. Okay, I'm moving my, this thing, the box, up here. Just so I haven't got to deal with that Therizinosaurus every time I go. Oh my god! Dude, what the hell is the matter with you? Go away! Next on the list was to build up the roofs 1 layer at a time, so I started doing that. Normally I struggle with roof structures, but I found it a bit easier this time for some reason. Alright, layer 1 is done. Let's do that. And there's layer 2 done. Alright. Let's take a look, see what this looks like on the outside real quick. Alright, you know what? That's actually pretty decent so far. I'm liking it. I do want to make it a bit taller, so, you know. Ah! Okay, so I've built these little things here, and these are going to basically be little window boxes. Like balcony things, so you can just sit up here and watch the world go by, I guess. They look pretty good, I think. I just, you know, I don't really know what to think of them. Okay, we're out of wood, but this roof is looking really, really nice. This house looking so far, it's not great from this angle, I'm gonna be honest. It just looks like a big frog, I guess. But it's looking pretty nice. It's definitely getting there. So if I build up the roof 1 more layer, I want to add something else then on top of that. So let's get to doing that. All right, this is looking pretty good. Look at this. Hell yeah, all right. So the next thing I want to do now is I want to add a little bit of like a little top tower. I want to add like a bit of a tower thing on top of this, if that makes sense. Okay, as of right now, the house is mostly done. It looks really nice, to be honest. This is a lot nicer than I originally built it in like an experiment mode. Of course, it's not perfect. Like, it's not gonna be perfect, but I think for what we have right now, it's not terrible. It's not too bad at all. There's obviously some more bits and pieces I need to do, like add some like railings and stuff around the place, but so far it's pretty good. So this is the main area here, like this main bit here. This is like a giant balcony sort of thing. We can view over the entire area around here. Obviously have a way in here as well. And then we have this massive like roofed bit here. I'm going to make this bit like a floor as well. And then I'm going to have one last bit over there as well. I don't fully know how I'm going to build all that, but I think I'm going to try and do that as soon as I can. No idea how I've done this, but I've managed to make it so this is now a, was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've managed to make this a hexagon, whereas this is like a I don't know how I've done this. Okay, so I tried making another staircase, but as I said already, I suck at this. So after a few attempts, I just went with a ladder as it was easier. Alright, with that is the ceilings finally done. Holy moly, that took ages, man. So next thing I want to do is add a bunch of railings because, you know, it will add a lot more, you know, character to the building. Oh wait, I just realized I need to actually build the actual staircase. How am I going to do that? I guess I could do it like... I have an idea. Okay, I think I am finally done building the base. Well, for the most part, there's still some other bits and pieces we need to do, but for the main, like, actual architecture side of it, it's mostly done. Ready to see it? 3, 2, 1. There it is. It's nothing crazy. I don't think it's the best thing I've ever built, but I do really, really like it. I really like how I've managed to put the like the pillars and stuff in at the bottom. I'm really happy with it. I'm really, really happy with it. So yeah, let's take a bit of a tour. Over here, obviously, we have the really weird entrance. I need to figure out what I'm going to do with this because this is just a bit of a nightmare. So obviously we have the entrance here. We have all this space down here. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Is this... Okay, I was going to say, is that closed again? And so this is like the little entrance area. Going up the stairs, then we have... I don't really know what I'm going to do with this. I think I might wall it off because there's just not much of a reason to have that there. Anyway, though, going up the staircase takes you up to this part here, which is the main area. There's a massive balcony here we can actually see off of and, you know, look around the area. And obviously got the inside part here, which then if you take the staircase up, you've got the next floor. I think this is where I'm going to have most of the like crafting side of things. So I'm probably going to have most of my crafting stations in here. And if not in there, then it'll be up here. Going up here, we have this area here, which I think is really, really cool. All these little tiny balconies over here you can see off of, and this looks really, really cool. And then once more, if you go up here, it takes you all the way to the top, which is this lovely little bird's nest. Crow's nest? I think it's called the crow's nest on a pirate ship. But this giant like top of the tower thing. Highest point of the tower you can get to, and I just think it's really, really cool. Honestly, I am really proud of this. I've not built something this big properly in a little while. This is definitely bigger than my mansion over on Valguero, and obviously we built the castle mostly on creative mode. Last thing, I've not followed any like tutorials or anything. This is just completely my own design. I guess the one thing I would have done differently is I think I would have liked to like incorporate the rustic building into it. I think halfway through building, I realized I probably should have had a look at that first. But honestly, though, I am really, really happy with this. I'm absolutely loving it. I was also thinking I should probably give this place a name because, you know, it's a pretty big building. I put a bit of effort into it. So I thought, what should we call the house? And I have an idea for a name. Welcome to... Hold on. Welcome... Type, dude. Welcome to... the Hayzack. Welcome to the Hayzack. To those of you who don't get that reference, for some reason in episode 2 of Valguero, I ended up calling my house Hayzack by accident. I mean, here's the Hayzack, by the way. I was watching that video back the other day and I thought, you know, it'd be pretty funny if I call the house the Hayzack. Anyway, I'm really, really happy with this. Like I said, I'm just, oh, dude, I spent such a long time on this. Anyway, that is going to be it for this video. Hope you all did enjoy. I am really, really happy with this. I'm also really tired. I have a headache. I don't usually sit on ARK for like a good few hours at a time without much breaks. Oh man, but yeah, honestly, this is worth it. I really am happy with this house. There's also going to be a few other things around the place. Like I'm probably going to have like a little breeding area, make a few farms or something. I don't know, but I'm really happy with this. For the most part, this is just, oh, brilliant. Also, let me know in the comments what you think of this house. I'm pretty happy with it. If you guys have some other thoughts, then please let me know. I think now that I've added a bit more to it, it looks a bit less froggy, I guess. But yeah, I think I'm going to try and work out how I can add another gate around here, because I think having the gate over here where this pillar is a bit stupid. So I'm going to try and work around that, maybe add something around here maybe. Either way, this is going to be it. I hope you all did enjoy. I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.